Hello and welcome to episode 11 of Sellers Unfiltered Live with myself, James, and my friend and fellow full-time online seller, Paul. We are here every Thursday, 1:15 p.m. UK time, talking all things selling online with regards to eBay, Amazon, and Etsy. And this week, mate, is eBay week, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, looking forward to this one because you've said you've had a sneaky chat with someone from eBay. So I'm actually really curious to know what this is about.
Sneaky chat. It wasn't, well, we'll go on to, won't we?
I'm saying it's sneaky because I said, well, what did you find out? And what was your response?
I can't remember. Was it about the accent, the lady's accent?
You said, you'll find out on the live.
Okay. Yeah, we'll come on to that. Anyway, mate, I've had a good week. I went to the cricket.
Yeah, mate. You said you'd give up football for the cricket now.
I said football's dead to me. Obviously, we got knocked out of the World Cup a couple of weeks ago, so it still hurts. I'm sure as soon as the Premier League kicks off, I'll be right back into it. But I went to a cricket game at Old Trafford to watch the Manchester Super Giants versus the Trent Rockets on a Friday night with my mate, Clever Andy. You know Clever Andy, my mate?
Yeah, Clever Andy. Big shout out to Clever Andy.
So we went to watch the cricket and, cricket's changed, mate. I thought cricket was boring. Cricket is back. It was great. They had a band on. They had like really loud music. There was like fireworks and sparks going off. It was really family orientated. It was fantastic. It was basically a giant pub with a little bit of a cricket game going on.
Yeah.
At the same time. It was brilliant.
Did you have a lot of drinks?
We had a few. We partook in a few drinks. It was really good, though. Really good vibe. Really good mix of different ages and, as I say, families. I mean, we were sat next to these two really old women. They were brilliant. They knew everything about cricket. So I didn't know the rules. It was a competition called the 100. It's quite a new competition. I mean, it's been over, 2, 3, 4 years, something like that. So it's not like normal cricket. It's quite quick. Like I say, they've made a bit of an effort. There's music. It's like a party atmosphere. These old ladies brought their picnic. But they knew all the rules and I didn't. So we were asking about the rules and they were really into it. They tell us about all the players and
brilliant.
All that. So yeah, it's good. It was good. It was good. It was a good night out. But just a bit of housekeeping before we find out what you've been up to, what you're going to be up to. I'm on my own. Laura's gone AWOL.
Where's she gone?
She's gone AWOL, mate. Anyone who watches regularly will know. Welcome to all our new viewers, by the way. We can see you. Laura, I work on our business, our small business, making, designing personalised items on eBay, Etsy and Amazon with my wife, Laura. We are a two-person business. She is normally here to answer the door, or she's normally finishing off orders on a Thursday afternoon while I'm doing this. She has gone. So I am here with our dog, Dougie, who is asleep at the minute. But if the door goes, he's going to bark and I'm going to have to get it. So just a warning, if that happens, I'll be gone for a minute and you'll have to...
I'll be like Garth out of Wayne's World again.
Yeah, like episode 1. If anyone hasn't seen it, go back and watch it. It's pretty funny, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In fact, you can scan this QR code if you want to go back and have a little look at our first ever live show where we talk about our sort of very general experiences of how we came to selling online and a little bit more about what we do. This week is eBay. Anyway, mate, you're in a rush, aren't you, this week? You were telling me before we came on air.
I'm getting ready to go to a wedding tomorrow, so just got to do like little bits, like get me, got to buy a belt. I've got to find a belt that'll go around my waist, and I've got to get my shirt ironed and stuff like that.
You've got to get your shirt ironed, mate.
Yeah.
How long will that take you?
Yeah, but you say that like it's a job I've got to do, and also I've got to dispatch the item. I've got to do like tomorrow's work tonight as well to give me a good head start.
I bet you still didn't get up till 7:45 this morning, though, did you?
No, mate, I didn't. What time? I got up late. I got up at 8. To be honest with you, mate.
We were there telling everyone last week how many hours we work, and then on the show, I remember asking you what time do you normally get up, and you were like 7:45.
Mate, that's still all right. That's still okay. But you know what, mate? So yeah, I'm being busy, but I took off Freddie to watch Spider-Man this week as well. Mate, how expensive to go to pictures now?
Oh, but well, I've not been for a while. But yeah, what is it? 15 quid ticket standard. 50, and then plus all. Well, if you smuggle your drinks in, your cans of pop and your sweets.
No.
That's
I had a nightmare. I just paid for everything. I've been for ages, so he wanted to go and see it 3D, right, and everything. So like the tickets were 33, and then
33 quid for a ticket.
No, for 2 tickets, right? And then
okay.
hang on, wait there. I know I'm going out. I need to show you this, right? He wanted popcorn, right? So he didn't want to just get any popcorn, right? He wanted this, right, which you fill with popcorn. Right.
No wonder you spent a small fortune at the cinema.
How much do you think that was?
You've not bothered looking into all the offers on at school holiday time, which there's loads on. You've paid full price for your ticket. You're buying Spider-Man popcorn bowls. You're not smuggling in your cans of pop and your minstrels from Tesco down the road. And I bet it was 100 quid, wasn't it? Nearly altogether. Well,
nearly 80 quid, right? So I said, "Can I have the Spider-Man head to fill popcorn?" She went, "Yeah." She went, "That's 25 quid." And I went, "Oh, Fred, that costs a foot. Mate, it gets worse than that. That's a nightmare." And he went, "Please, Dad, come on, I've been working hard," which he has. So I said, "All right then." So she gives me it, right? And then I pay. But it's like that. It's like that. And I went, "Sorry, you forgot the popcorn." And she went, no, you have to pay for the popcorn to go in it.
That's an extra £5, isn't it? Minimum.
Right, so that cost us 30 quid, right? And I'm going, that is crazy. And then she looks at me son, right, which is so annoying. And she went, "Do you want to get the special edition Spider-Man cup too?" I just went, love, I can't even afford their petrol home after this. Like, leave me alone.
You'd be walking home and then you get a fine for leaving your car in the car park.
Yeah. So like £80 for the 2 tickets and the snacks and everything. It was, I was fuming.
Was the film good?
Film was amazing.
Fair enough. And Freddie, well, you were going to tell me about Freddie's YouTube because he's not allowed on it next year. So he's making the most money.
Right. So do you know how we're grinding on our podcast to get more views, more subscribe? Well, you are more subscribers, and we're doing everything we can to boost the channel, right? And how many have we got?
80-ish, 80 odd.
Right. So Freddie got 50 followers yesterday for posting one video. And it was a picture of Spider-Man next to a big sack of potatoes and a little sack of potatoes because it's an inside joke in the film, right? And he got like 50 followers and like 400 likes or something, or 750 likes.
Has he got as many subscribers as us?
I don't know. I'll have to find out.
Yeah. Just on that, we are going to get on to talking about eBay in a minute. For anyone who's watching the video for that. And if you do sell online and you like the content, you probably, your judgment's, you're reserving judgment at the minute. You're waiting for us to talk about it. Then don't forget to like and subscribe. We are here every week. We do sell online full time. It's our job. We both sell personalized small gifts, and we've been doing it for 8 years. So we're here to talk. We might give the odd tip, but we're here to just talk about our experiences and also have a look at any recent updates. So let's turn our attention to today's show. Because I've added a feature, and one of our regular features looks a little bit different. I don't know if you've noticed which feature have I. Let's test you. Which feature have I added? Any idea?
Yeah, eBay or milestone target.
Milestone target. We're gonna share a little bit more about our own sales and our own sort of figures and things like that. So I've got a target for eBay for us, for me and Laura. I've also got one for Etsy, and we're going to come up for one with you for Amazon for a couple of weeks time when we do Amazon week, because you mainly sell on Amazon. So I'm going to go through that in a minute. What feature have I slightly altered? Can you notice?
Yeah, I know that's the first thing I noticed that, and it was customer of the year. So it's not customer of the week; it's customer of the year. So I'm looking forward to hearing this.
Customer of the year. Yeah. Right. So eBay milestone targets. Every time we do eBay week, which will be roughly once a month, we're going to have a look at how I'm getting on with this target, because I was actually shocked, mate. Our eBay sales for the past 12 months were around about 8.5 grand, which, as we've talked about, is nothing. It's peanuts compared to Etsy and Amazon. It's really poor. And we've spoke a little bit on this channel before about how we both probably don't do enough on eBay. So I'm going to talk about it every time we do eBay week, and hopefully it gives me a bit of a kick up the bum, especially after the stuff I'm going to go on to talk about in today's main topic. This is the target. By the way, out of that 8.5 grand turnover on eBay for the past 12 months, what percentage of that do you think came from organic traffic and not eBay ads? Organic. I
would say 70%.
Yeah, right. So you're saying 70% of that came from organic. Now, ideally, you want your eBay turnover to come from, well, at least 70. You probably want it to come from 80% organic, so you're not paying ads. So really, you want it to be an 80-20 split between ads, if you've got them on at all, and 80% organic. That's what you want, really. Well, have a look at this. Our organic sales for the past 12 months were pathetic. £1,651 organic turnover. That's 18% of our total sales. So we want to be at 80 and we're at 18. That is dreadful, isn't it? That is dreadful. So first of all, now one of my top tips is to turn eBay ads on. Our problem was we set the spend too high. So we had it on 10-12%. I think if I was to turn them on, and I'll come on to I've turned them off in a minute, I'd put them at 2-3%. I've turned all of our ads off on eBay, Amazon, and Etsy for the months of August and September. I'm going to leave them off, not because I don't necessarily believe they should be on, but I'm doing some testing.
Yeah,
I'm doing some testing, and when I've done testing for those 2 months, we're going to do 3 shows around about the start of October before our Christmas break. And I'm going to go through the testing. We have some really good data to look at with regards to ads and whether maybe they're worth it or not. But go back to this target. So £1,651 organic sales in the last year. Now I've set ourselves a target for the next 12 months, and we're going to check in every month and see how we're getting on with it.
Yeah.
August the 1st, 2026 to August the 1st, 2027, our target is going to be £2,477 of organic sales. So that's basically a 50% increase on what it is now. And I might actually change that, because just in the first few days of August, we're massively up on organic sales on eBay. So we're going to delve into it more as the months go by. And
is that because you just turned the ads off?
I don't know. Well, that's why I'm doing the testing with the ads across all platforms. But you need to do it for any length of time. Really, you want to do it for 90 days, but I'm going to do it for 60 minimum, and then I'll report back. There's other things that I'm doing on eBay, which we're going to go on to talk about, which I think are helping. But our organic sales for the whole of August last year was £76. Now, this year, what are we? August the 5th, 6th. We're already up to about £60 already. Now, obviously, we want it to be way more than that, but in terms of this target, and just at least for the next year, bump it up a little bit, it's going in the right direction. So we'll revisit that again at the start of the next eBay show, and I'll let you know how we're getting on. But I was really shocked by that. So at the moment, eBay is just not worth it for us. I would say we really need to sort it out, which is why we're going to talk about my one-to-one seller clinic that I had later on in the show. Obviously, we're gonna have a look at a quick update. Customer of the year, top tip. The main topic today is eBay seller support. So we spend most of our time on that. Quick fire questions before next week's preview. Next week's a cracker, mate. Next week's going to be a cracker, but we'll preview that later on. Right. Okay. So let's do the update, the most recent eBay update. There is one, but it's not massive. So I'm going to very briefly talk about it. If you've got any questions, fire away. I don't think it's a massive deal. So they've updated the international shipping. So if you're a UK seller, they've replaced the global shipping program with something called eBay International Shipping. Now, the main difference that I can see is that there's 195 more countries that you can now offer your items to instead of 105 if you opt into eBay International Shipping. That's the main difference, because the global shipping program is very similar to what they're changing it to. I don't know if you're opted into that, mate, but basically what happens is if you're opted into it, if somebody orders an item to go to, say, America or Australia on eBay and you're opted into that, you don't send it yourself to Australia or America. You send it to eBay's fulfillment center.
Yeah.
And they charge the customer the international postage as part of the order process.
I think it's in Stoke, isn't it? Or where we used to work.
I think it might be, yeah. And then they send it themselves. So effectively, it's the order to you is no different to a normal order as if you send it to a UK address. And there's a lot more money involved, but obviously you don't see any of that because eBay charge what they see fit for the item to get to America, Australia, or wherever it's going. And they deal with all that side of things. They deal with the tariffs and all that, and they include all that. So it's quite an easy thing. So if you're not in that, I definitely would enroll in that. We don't get many. We don't.
Yeah, we don't. I don't either.
I mean, eBay's rubbish for us anyway. So hopefully we'll get more as we move forward and as we increase our sales. So yeah, that's an update. If you do sell on eBay and you're interested in selling to a global audience and you're not enrolled, go and have a look at it and enroll. It is changing. The reach is getting bigger. They're sending things to more countries. That's the main difference moving forward. I don't know why it needs a new name, to be honest. But yeah, go and have a look at it. Right. Customer of the year. Last week, you will remember, customer of the week was Elliot from Florida, who. So if anyone's joined us the first time, customer of the week it might be a good customer, like last week. It might be a funny customer, might be annoying. Last week was really good, wasn't it, mate? It was mine and Laura's biggest ever order on Etsy. So I said, we've got to make this person customer of the week and talk about it. Well, first of all, I got their name wrong.
Oh, no.
On this show last week, I talked about Elliot from Florida. Now, Elliot was the name on the delivery address. But the name of the person who ordered was Olivia. So, for the record, Olivia from Florida was our customer of the week last week. And she's now customer of the year. Because last week I talked about how she ordered 50 items from us. She upgraded them all to a gift box and it totaled 650 odd pounds, whatever it was. And this is what happened. After we got that order, that actual item, I actually increased the item value by £1 for the upgrade to a gift box. Not because of that order, actually, just every day I normally have a look at our costs, and if anything needs to go up, I'll change it. Pure coincidence, after Olivia had ordered that item 50 times and upgraded, I put the price of the item with the upgrade £1 up, right? Lo and behold, she's only gone and ordered another 50.
Wow.
She's ordered another 50 the day after our live show last week. And she didn't bat an eyelid, didn't ask why the price had gone up. So, Olivia, who went from customer of the week, ordering 50 items, 650 odd quid, we got another order the day after, 700 odd quid, 700 2 or whatever it was, the extra 50 quid. And this week, Monday, she ordered another 18.
No.
Yeah, so
My God.
Olivia's ordered 118 items from us. In fact, I've got to get it up. She's ordered 100. Olivia in Florida's ordered 118 orders from us, which is quite big for us. In the past 2 weeks, she's upgraded all of them to gift box. The last 68 she ordered, she paid extra compared to the first 50. Didn't bat an eyelid, and it totaled. Let's have a look. I'm going to tell you now how much it totaled. All these orders, fantastic. I'll tell you what, mate. The other thing is the personalisation was almost identical for all of them, except for the name. So it was a copy and paste job for the designs. So we had a £257 order from Olivia. We had a £702 order from Olivia, and we had it was 648 the week before. Wow! So Olivia, customer of the year, fantastic. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Superb. What's that? 13, 15, 15, 9, 15, 9. Actually, it's 16. It's about 1,600 quid ish. Mate, I was going to ask you to do the maths, but probably wouldn't have been worse than me.
I love how you just set that up and then just
Well, you should have done it before the show. 1,600 quid. Customer of the year, Olivia. Fantastic. Hopefully she'll be back, mate, because I was worried last week whether it would get there. Do you remember? I was like, oh, Royal Mail going to lose it. I was tracking. So the original order got there in 6 days, delivered. It went through customs in 51 minutes on the tracking. Fantastic. USPS.
Yeah.
Cheers. Right, moving on. Top tip. Right, quick top tip this week is this. What do you make of that? Have you ever had one?
No.
Right. My inbox on eBay for the past 6 months has been littered with eBay promoting these seller clinics, these one-to-one. Maybe it's because they know we're doing really bad on eBay and we just don't bother with it. But I thought, do you know what? I thought, in light of the fact that we talked a few weeks ago about eBay traffic and how we can't moan if we're not making an effort. So I thought, I'm going to book this clinic to see what happens. Now, when I booked it, so first of all, let's have a look. So it's free of charge. They say, and I'm going to go on to talk about it because I've had it. They say that it's personalized advice for your eBay business. You can take advantage of it up to 3 times per year, which surprised me because I thought it'd be like a once in a year job. And it's only eligible for people who do less than £85,000 revenue in the previous 12 months. So obviously, if anybody's doing more than that, they consider you to be successful enough where maybe they can't help you. My advice is book one because it was fantastic. It was really good. Do it. My clinic was on the phone. It was 25 minutes. So it's not too long either. Didn't waste too much time. So that's my top tip this week. My top tip to you, mate, to anybody watching sales on eBay. Because I very much thought before I booked it, I thought, oh, this is just going to be a random person who I'm not, who's going to just tell me the generic stuff that I can find out myself and it's not going to be useful. It was really good. I'm going to tell you everything I found out in this show. Just keep on watching. So that's my top tip this week. Right, let's get into it. eBay seller support. So we're going to go through the one-to-one seller clinic that I had. We're going to talk about customer feedback and is it possible to get it removed or not? Obviously, we're talking about negatives and any experiences that we've had contacting eBay seller support. Right, so before we get into that, mate, what's your general experience of eBay seller support?
Right. So I've only had one bad experience, which has frustrated me. But other than that, I used to think it was excellent. And I used to think it used to take the common sense approach where you could quickly ring up somebody, tell them your problem, and then they just sort it there and then for you. And I thought it was brilliant. But I had a little issue about feedback removal, and it just left me a little bit disappointed from then. So I just sort of gave up on it.
Well, I might annoy you later on then, because I've got a good one to talk to you about. Yeah. And that was feedback that I probably wouldn't have even removed myself.
Yeah.
So you asked for some feedback to be removed, did you? And they didn't remove it.
Yeah. So do you want me to go through it now or later?
Well, we'll go through it when we get to feedback removal. We'll do the clinics first, the one-to-one, then we'll go through it then. So your general experience is good, but it's been tainted, would you say, more recently through that one negative?
I would so as well. And I think as well with eBay is, I think because it's not as good as Etsy or Amazon for me at the moment, I've just sort of left it alone. I haven't really spent a lot of time with it at all.
No, we haven't. I really think eBay's massively untapped for us, which is why, it's why I've set this target. I think this target is really, really low, actually. Just by from looking at the start of August and the tweaks that I've started to do, I might revise that target. I actually think we could do three times that 1651 comfortably. So I might have a look at that and revise it for next time. But yeah, eBay's massively untapped. Because when we first started selling, eBay was the first thing we sold on. And I would say in the first year of selling, even though we had nowhere near the same number of listings, nowhere near the same quality of listings or sales experience, I think we did more on eBay in that first year probably than what we're doing at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. It's crackers. Right.
That was the first one when COVID hit. That went crazy for me.
Right. Okay. Which is why I bought this clinic. I thought, let's give it a go. So the clinic. Right. And we've touched on who they're for. They're for anybody who turns over less than 85K a year. Obviously, you've got to be selling on eBay. And yeah, just if you want personalized tips. What problems can they actually solve? Well, I think the main idea, because the fact that you can only book one if you turn over less than 85K, is to have a chat with them and see if there's any way that you can grow your business, if there's anything you can improve with things like your listings and how you're listing, things like that. That's certainly what I found out. And obviously, I'm going to tell you about my experience now. Right. First of all, when I booked it, I actually forgot I booked it. So the first thing I would say is the communication was really good, because they emailed us a day before the actual clinic. It's on your phone as well, so you don't have to go anywhere. They emailed me the day before to remind me when it was, which was helpful because I forgot. So it could have been that I didn't answer the call and I missed it. I was very, very apprehensive. I did think it's going to be very generic. So basically, first of all, mate, I answered the phone and this lady, she sounded like a Russian spy.
Really?
Mate, I thought I was in a James Bond film. She had a very thick Eastern European, or I'd like to think it was Russian accent. So honestly, mate, but I could understand her. So sometimes, obviously, you can't understand if someone's got her English is great. Sometimes you can't understand an accent. I'm sure they can't understand my accent sometimes, some people. But so I was hooked. I was like, who's this? And she told me a name. I can't remember it. Let's call it Olga. So Olga was brilliant, mate. So her accent was like a hook. I was like, what's going on here?
Steady on here, James, mate.
I thought she was going to start talking to me in like code name and things. I thought it was in a James Bond film. Right. Anyway, first of all, she asked me if I got any questions, and she might have regretted that because that was the only reason I did the clinic. Yeah. I had some very specific questions. So my first question was, should our main thumbnail image of every listing be a plain white background image? Like it has to be on Amazon, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because when we first listed on eBay, going back 8 years, we listed all of our listings with the plain white background image. And as time's gone on, we've used more Etsy type photos for our listings, our main listing image on eBay, and I thought, well, I thought they look better, so we're just going to start using them. Right? She said to me, you definitely, well, you guess, you definitely should be using what kind of image on your main thumbnail? Go on, have a guess.
I'd say a lifestyle image. I've changed. I'm not saying white.
Have you changed yours? Have you changed yours as well? Have you?
I'm changing all mine to lifestyle.
All right. She said to me, you should definitely be listing with a main thumbnail image that is a plain white background.
Wow.
Right. She said it doesn't have to be white. She said it should be, but if the product is white, so you can't really distinguish the product, then make it a grey or a black or something, but a plain white background. Now, she used the word algorithm, which shocked me multiple times in this chat that I had with her. She said the algorithm on eBay, which is called Cassini, the algorithm will more likely bump you up the rankings with a white background main thumbnail image compared to any other image, which I was shocked at. Because I thought I didn't think the algorithm will care about the main image. She said it should help you rank him. So that's the first thing. Now, there's a few things to think about here. First of all, does she actually know this? Is it just eBay good practice? My inkling is she knows it, because she actually didn't just say it's good practice. She actually said the algorithm is more likely to rank you higher if the main image is a white background. She actually said all of your images should have a plain background, and it'd be benefit you for ranking if they've all got a white background. Now, I'm going to change all our main thumbnail images to a white background. I've already started doing it. It won't take that long, actually, just to change the main thumbnail image, because it just doesn't take long, does it? I'm going to leave our lifestyle images within the listing, because I do want people, when they click in, to see, in my items in use, and I think that will help. But yeah, so that's the first thing, and that's my first question to her, and that was her first answer. So straight away, I was like, this is going to be worth it. This chat is going to be worth it. So that's what she said. She said, main image, change them all back to a plain white background.
See, do you know why I'm confused by this? For the most people that use eBay, I would say a good percentage, I'm not saying the vast majority, are people that are just selling stuff that in the house that they're just trying to get rid of, and they're just they're not making a business of it. They're just trying to free up some space, earn some cash, and they're just taking photos on the phone of an item. And I was just saying, are they going to have the benefit of just using a white plain background? I'm surprised by that.
Well, first of all, you can, there's quite a few. I think you can probably find an app somewhere online for free where you can just Canva can do it, can't it? But just wipe the background out. But I know what you mean. But yeah, that's what she said. Right. My second question was, and it was off the back of something we talked about on our last eBay show, the attributes and the categories within the listing. So when you list something, I talked a little bit about how I don't normally select something for everything, because I didn't want to pigeonhole that listing. I didn't want to put anniversary, because I didn't want to pigeonhole that listing just for anniversary, and it might miss out on people looking for birthday gifts and things like that. She said, again, she used the word algorithm. She said the algorithm will favor your listings and rank them higher if you fill in more of the attributes and categories. She said the more you can fill in, the better, as long as it's relevant. So her exact words were, it will help you to be recognized by the algorithm. The algorithm will know a little bit more about the item and be more willing to put it in front of people. And I asked her, well, will it pigeonhole the listing? If I say, for example, if I put the recipient is a women, she said it won't pigeonhole the listing at all. It'll just mean if somebody clicks on a filter that whatever that attribute or category is, it means you'll you'll show up in there somewhere. So if you haven't dropped the drop down box and click the most relevant, she said you will not show up in the most relevant when someone filters, which obviously makes sense. But she actually said the more complete a listing is, the more attributes and categories you can fill in, the more likely the algorithm will look upon you favorably and rank you higher. So that was the second time she told me unequivocally. She didn't say it's good practice. She said the algorithm will rank you higher if your listing is as complete as possible. So complete everything you can that is relevant. Okay. So obviously you're not gonna select anything that's not relevant. But if it could be deemed to be relevant for that item, fill it in. Select something. Okay. Now I've been listing on eBay for the past few years, thinking that doesn't really affect that much, and leaving a lot of things blank just to get listings on. But apparently it does affect things quite a bit. She said. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, she's the expert, I suppose. But you know, when you said about the pigeonhole one, can't you do multiple things?
Yeah, you said that, didn't you, on the last live? Do you know what? I actually forgot to ask her about that. You can. I've noticed that you can fill your own in. You can fill your own in, and I think you can put a comma or you can put different ones. She actually didn't mention that. She just said pick something that's the most relevant. She basically said it's not necessarily about showing up in filters either. The main reason she said you should try and fill out as much as possible is because the more complete the listing is, the more favorable it appears to the algorithm, and therefore potentially the higher it will rank, and the more often it will rank higher. So as long as it's relevant. So I got the impression that it's not necessarily about putting, anniversary, Christmas, birthday. It's just about putting something to populate that field to send the signal to the algorithm. This listing is complete. Look at all the things that I've filled in. Not even necessarily what's in there. It's got to be relevant, obviously. There's no point putting something that isn't relevant. That's the impression I got. Okay. So they're the first two things that she said will improve your ranking on the algorithm. So I'm going to do that quite quickly for all of our listings. I've already started doing it. This one's a little bit more tricky and take a bit longer to do. But again, it's just going in and going bang, 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 bang. There might be a way of doing it in a bulk upload. So I'm going to look into that. I'll let you know if I find out. So I could download all the listings at the same products type and put the same info in, etc. Right, now, what else did I ask? Sorry, I've got it on my phone. Right, a couple of things I asked her about that she didn't really help with, to be fair, and she kind of can't. I did say to her, so on eBay, we sell personalized items, don't we, mate? So on eBay, there is a personalization section where when you're listing something, you can put, this is personalized, and you can put a little personalization box. So during the order process, it says something like, please provide us with the name you would like on this item. Yeah. So when a customer's ordering, they see that and they're meant to fill it in. When we get the order, we've got the personalization. Now, for some annoying reason, eBay haven't made that compulsory. So if you say it's personalized and you put, this is what you need to send to us, they haven't. So we get quite a few orders on eBay where they've not filled that box in. They've not sent us the personalization. And we have to chase them. We have to message them. Sometimes we have to cancel an order because they don't get back to us. I said, so can you not just make that compulsory? So I was trying to sort of feeding back to her. She basically said it's not going to happen. Don't know why. So that was that. And the other thing I said was why are returns allowed for, why are returns automatically accepted by eBay for personalized items, which they are. Now, we don't get many return requests, so I didn't dwell on it. I think we get like 3 a year. When there's nothing wrong with the item, but we get a return request, eBay automatically accepts it. So like we have to, there's nothing we can do about it. I did say to her, why is that the case? And again, she said, I don't really know. So it's in the terms and conditions somewhere about, all your listings are going to be automatically approved for returns if you've got a return policy, et cetera, et cetera. That's not going to change. Right. So my questions were done. At this point, My questions were done, and I kind of had already got out of it what I wanted, because I actually thought if I come away from this chat and I've got one thing that I know will improve our ranking on eBay, happy days. So by asking 2 questions, I'd already got 2 things out of her that I'm pretty sure, and the way she delivered it and how confident she was, I'd already got 2 things. I thought, this is great. I'm going to let her chat about, whatever she wants to chat to, and I'm going to get off the phone. I'm going to sort this out. Now, she went on to tell me some absolute golden nuggets that were probably even better than these. That she promised me will definitely improve your ranking for your listings, right? And she kept using the word algorithm. She kept saying this will help the algorithm favor your listings and send it further up the ranks. So this is what she said to me. This next one, it caught me out because I just didn't expect it. So now, first of all, she'd looked at our shop and our listings before the chat, which was great. So she'd already looked at our store and our listings. So she said our titles are fine. She said your titles are okay. She said if she actually said, if anything, you should probably, because you sell sort of gift items, you should probably try and get more gifting occasions in your title, which I was like, surprised me a little bit, because Etsy and Amazon are going away from that, aren't they? She said your titles are fine as they are, but if you want to help again with a little bit of search query ranking, put more things in, like Father's Day, anniversary, birthday, Christmas. So that surprised me a little bit, because I thought eBay was all about product, a bit like Amazon.
I think when I use AI, it even says try not to use occasions, because you don't want to gift. You don't want to. You want that evergreen listing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm not even going to write it on here, even though I'm probably going to tweak them a little bit, because, again, she said our titles are fine, and we haven't got that many occasions. In fact, we've mainly just got gift. We've got gift for recipients quite a bit. Yeah. But she did say take some. So normally, what we do, we talked about on our product title show a few weeks ago. We put the products. We describe the products in 2 different ways. So, say, for example, a keyring. We would have keyring and keychain in the title. She said you're probably better off taking out the second description, like keychain, and putting in birthday gift, because you sell gift stuff. That's what you want to be known for. So that was interesting. Anyway, I'm not even going to write that down, because the next thing she told me, it didn't blow me away. But she said this is a fact, right? So listen, I'm going to believe her, because, like I say, she was confident. She sounded like she knew what she was on about. She researched our store. She'd obviously spent half an hour looking at our listings. To me, it was obvious before our phone call. She said the one thing that I can tell you. So I'd obviously already asked. These were my things that I'd asked, and she'd give me information. She said the one thing I'd definitely implore you to do, if you get a chance over the next few weeks, few months, whatever, is she said a lot of your listings have got 5, 6, 7 listing photos. She said the algorithm again will definitely look more favorably and consider your listing more complete, and therefore trust it more, and therefore be more likely to move up search rankings if you have 12 photos in your listings. 12 photos, she said, is the gold standard. That is the moment where the algorithm will perk up even more and say, "This I can trust this listing." And she said, because a lot of our photos, we've got like 5, 6 product photos, and I was thinking, oh, what she now? Before I even asked, she said, if you're struggling to fill 12, she said it's fine to come up with 3 or 4 what she called stock images that you can put into every single listing. She said it might even be just your logo. She said your 3 or 4 stock images that you can put in every single listing to bump them all up to about 12 photos. She said it's fine. She said you can do things like your logo, your brand logo, just gonna be 1 photo on its own. She said you can put a picture of like yourselves, maybe making something, or just an about us photo. You can put a photo of like your workspace. Basically, she said 3 or 4 stock photos are fine that you can literally import into every single listing. I think you can do that bulk as well, all in one go.
Like all items made in UK.
That's the other thing she said. Sorry, she actually said that. She said just put a photo saying handmade in the UK. Now, obviously, you probably want to jazz it up a little bit. Might be a picture of me and Laura, might be a picture of Dougie, our dog, or it might be a picture of our workspace. But she said if you can come up with 3 or 4 stock photos and put them into every listing and make sure that every listing has got 12 photos, she said that will definitely improve your rank on eBay. So
that's a lot of photos, that though.
Yeah, well, I was looking at our listings. I've started doing it. I've actually created two stock photos and I'm putting them into one. Now, some of our listings have already got 10, so that's taking them up to 12. She said that will improve it.
Can you repeat photos?
I think if I didn't ask her, I don't think it's an ideal thing to do. I think if you are going to do that, the best thing probably to do is to maybe have the same photo that's maybe zoomed in. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So maybe a zoomed out version and a zoomed in version of the same sort of product photo. That would probably be okay. And you could probably do that for 3 or 4, just to get the number up to 12. I've already started doing it now. Some of our listings I've got them up to 10 by adding our 2 ones. Some of them I've already got 10 in, so I'm getting them up to 12. She basically said 12 listings is a gold standard. She actually said if you can just get more in and get them up to 10, that's fine. But if you can get up to 12 in every listing, fantastic. Big boost. Right. So that's 3 things. Well, 4 things. Didn't write put the occasions and title down. So that's 3 things that she used the word will help the algorithm look upon your listings more favorably and boost you in rankings. That's 3 things, tangible things that she's not only told me as a general thing, but she's looked in our store. She said, I can see these photos. You haven't got 12 in a lot of your listings. And she hadn't finished, mate. I could not get her to stop talking. She talked more than my dad, which is a lot, right? She kept going. Right. The next thing she said, God, I've got it all written down. So she said, titles are fine. This was it. You'll be happy with this one because you told me about this, and I was reluctant to believe you.
Go on.
She sent me a bloody report on it after that you can't download from your eBay seller dashboard because I've looked. So even if you have this one-to-one seller clinic, just to ask for them to send you this report, which she called a stagnated listing report, then do it and get them to send it to you. Right. She told me that if you've got a listing on eBay that gets to around about 60 days with no sale, it will start to stagnate. Now, you told me that our old mate Rob Oakley told you this. I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
He said if you've got a listing that gets to 60 days and it hasn't sold, it will start to stagnate. That does not mean it's dead. She did say there's no such thing as a dead listing, but there are things called stagnated listings, and they are just much less likely to be shown to customers. Okay? So, more than 60 days. Well, she said 60 to 90 days. She did say more than 60 days, it's going to start to stagnate. In other words, it's definitely going to, if it was showing up on search, it's going to start being shown less and less and less. And the longer that goes on, the less and less it gets shown up. So I said to her, what are we meant to do then? Because I said, our catalog's so big and we do get the odd thing that sells out the blue. She said it might, it doesn't mean it's never ever going to sell again. But it's just much less likely to sell and to get shown up in the search.
Can I throw an idea that isn't it better end it to then put it back on?
Well, this was where she was fantastic again, because there's two ways that you can do that. So basically, she's saying is if you leave it, it's fine, but it's stagnating and it's going to bring you potentially, if you've got too many of them, it brings your store down. And it brings you sort of how eBay looks upon your store as a whole down.
Wow.
So it's no good. It's no good. Right. Here's what she said. There's 2 ways that you can get that listing. If you might just want to delete it. She said you don't need to. You can just list it. if you want to keep it listed on eBay, this is what you do. She said, there's two ways to do it. There's the right way and the wrong way. The wrong way, which most people do, is to end the listing. So you can press end listing and it takes it out of eBay, and then immediately press relist and it relists it again. So most people believe that almost lists it fresh again, and it's fresh and it's not stagnant anymore. That's the wrong way. That's not how you do it. She said if you do that, it will still be a stagnant listing because it's still got all the same. It's still basically the same listing. You might have ended it and relisted it, but it's the same listing with the same sales history. It might get a tiny boost because you've relisted it, but the same sales history means it's still considered stagnant because it hasn't sold in over 60 days. She said if you want to carry on listing something that hasn't sold for over 60 to 90 days, and you want to basically get it back to a place where it's got a good chance of being shown properly again, she said, go into the listing and press sell similar and just list it again. You might, now if it was me and I pressed sell similar and it hadn't sold in 6 days, I'd probably tweak something. Because there's a reason, there is a reason it hasn't sold in 60 days. I would tweak something, but you could just not do that. You could just press sell similar, and what it does is obviously, and then you list it. Now you've got two of the same listing. You've got the old listing with all the old sales history. You've got the brand. It's a brand new listing. If you press sell similar, eBay considers that to be a brand new listing. So you immediately delete the old listing because you're not allowed to list the same item twice anyway. She said that's fine. Sell similar, brand new listing. The algorithm is forced to have a look at it. It's indexed straight away. It comes and visits. It has a look at it. Delete the old listing with all the rubbish sales history because it's stagnant. And she said that is how you do it.
Apologies, you gave me that. So what I got told was end listing, go into the end listing tabs,
and relist.
Find that one you've just deleted, and then click sell similar, which duplicates it. Then you tweak it.
Yeah, that's fine.
It back.
That's fine. Either way's fine. As long as you're doing sell similar and you're not just ending the listing and then relisting the same listing.
Yeah, so end the listing.
Fine. That's fine.
End it, then sell similar.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you go with sell similar. In fact, you're always probably better, I think, because you haven't got two items.
Wait, do you know what I think that's better? It stops the confusion of having duplicate listings.
And if you forget to delete the original, well, you do just then go and delete the original. So the ended listing, you then go and delete it. Sell similar. So there's a lot of people online who say end the listing and relist it. She's saying they're wrong. She's saying sell similar and then delete the old listing. Now, the best thing she did was she said, and I didn't ask her, she said, I'm going to send you a report after this chat, and it's going to be it's going to be an Excel spreadsheet of all of your listings, and there's going to be a column on it that tells you how many days it's been since the listing sold for every listing you have. And it's brilliant because what it allows me to do is it allows me to have a look at our listings from worse to best in terms of when they were last sold. So I can't find a report anywhere in eBay where you can do that yourself.
No, you can't. I'm trying to find that.
Yeah, now I've got it now because she sent it to me. So even if it's just to get that report, it's worth having the clinic. Now, she did say to me, don't delete them all at once. She said, don't go into your listings, find out which haven't sold for more than 90 days or 60 days, whichever one you go with, and delete them all at once. She said, too many changes too quickly is not great. She said, but the main reason is obviously you get 250 listings free on eBay. So if you delete them all and sell similar all at once, you're just paying for loads of listings straight away. So just do it gradually anyway. She said, it's not a good idea ever to do too much in one go. So that's what I'm doing. I am now, and do you know what? I'm not even selling similar and relisting them because we've got so many new things to put on eBay anyway. I'm actually just deleting them. any that I consider to be stagnant. Now, if we didn't have lots of new things that I could list on eBay, I probably would be selling similar and putting the same listing back on. And I might revisit that down the line, because we've still got all the information on our systems to relist it if I want to. And it's just, if I don't press sell similar, it means that I'd have to, if I'm ending it and deleting it, I could potentially, it'd take me a little bit longer.
James,
I could end it and leave it in the ended listings, so it's there if I did ever want to sell similar again.
Yeah, door's just gone. Give me 30 seconds.
All right. Okay. So anybody who sells on eBay, this is something you have to do if you think you can do better on eBay. We're doing really badly on eBay. We do really well on Etsy at the minute. Amazon's okay, but because we do really well on Etsy, and that's our main sort of breadwinner, we've taken our eye off the ball when it comes to eBay. So having this phone call with this eBay expert, it's opened my eyes. It's really it's reinvigorated. I'll just remove him for a minute. It's really reinvigorated my motivation for eBay, because this lady was so confident, was so enthusiastic, was so positive in everything that she said. She convinced me that everything she said was right. Now I've started to do the things that she's advised me to do, but it's only been a few days, and we've already seen higher organic sales in August. Now, I don't know whether that's because I turned all the ads off, which I did mention earlier, but I'm testing that. So we'll find out whether that's contributing. We'll find that out around about end of September, start of October. But you have to do it. You have to have one of these, because it was so useful. And if you're struggling, I was just saying, mate, it's not only the advice she gave me, but she's reinvigorated my motivation to sell on eBay and to do all this. Now, I'm not finished yet. She was still going. She was still going. So stagnant listing report. So because she said to me, don't do it all at once, what I'm doing, and as I said, because we've got so many new things to list, I'm not actually bothering to sell similar and do that. I'm going to leave them in the end listings. So if we ever run out of new things to sell, I can go back into that and then I can sell similar and do that. I'm actually deleting one a day out of our Etsy catalog now. And what I'm doing is I've taken this report that she's given me, and I've obviously filtered it so that the highest number of days is at the top, and that without sale. And I'm just going through them from top to bottom, and I'm just deleting them one every day.
See, in my head, I'm thinking end one of an evening, and then sell similar that night, and just do update one listing a day.
Yeah. Well, if you're not just deleting them and you sell similar and you to get rid of the old listing, and obviously you want to carry on selling the same thing, it's so quick to do. Just a word of warning, obviously on eBay, it's every month, isn't it? When you list something, it's every month that you have to pay to list it. I think you get 250 free if you're a business seller like us. And I can't remember how much it is to list. It's not much, is it? It's like pennies, but it's every month. So basically, if you do one a day, it's really not going to cost you anything. And as I said, she said, don't do it too quickly. So I'm deleting one a day. Now, the final thing she said, which you'll be happy with this, mate, because she wasn't finished.
Yeah.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 absolute golden nuggets, which, common sense might tell you, but she was very specific. Like the 12 number was very specific. The 60 days, she said, was very specific. This was obviously very specific. And this is just, fill in as much as you can. So even though it could be considered to be common sense, it was stuff that we weren't doing before I spoke to her. The final thing, which she said to do, which, again, she used the word algorithm, she used the words favorably, and she used the words, you will rank higher if you do this. And she used the word active. She said, our algorithm loves an active store. So,
wow,
what was the final piece of advice that she gave me?
Be active.
What's your mate say?
Be active.
Your mate. You know what I'm on about when I say your mate?
Yeah, the Etsy consultants.
What's his mantra?
keep an active store, stay active.
Well, list one a day, doesn't he?
One day, yeah.
She said the final thing I can tell you that will absolutely help to boost your listings, not listing that you are listing, all of the things, because it's showing eBay you're active, is list regularly.
So do you think then, okay,
sorry, mate, very quickly, our mate, the Etsy consultant, says listing one a day on Etsy is a really good thing to do, especially for new stores, because it shows Etsy you're active. She basically said the exact same thing. She didn't say one a day, but she did say if you list every day, that will definitely help. She said if you list regularly, it shows the eBay algorithm you're active. It looks upon you more favorably as a seller. You're going to get your listing higher up.
Could I interpret it this way, right? Sitting on my couch, I've got spare 20 minutes every evening. Can I go into an old listing that, for my old listings, like the pictures are poor, I didn't do the titles, I didn't do the attributes well. I know I can do better with all of it. So my plan is every day, end the listing.
No.
Then come out of it.
Yeah, well, let me stop you there. Let me stop you. The first part of your plan should be what?
Sell similar. What?
Book yourself one of these clinics.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just going off what you're saying.
But it's the only way you will get a report where they will tell you how many days each listing's been sold. So what I'm getting at, when you sit down on your couch and you end the listing, how do you decide which listings you're going to end first? Because I think it's valuable if you can list the ones that have, the worst ones that haven't sold in the longest first, and do it, I think, in that order. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So obviously I'm being a little bit
okay, so
petty, but I definitely book a clinic anyway, because they look at your store and they might tell you, and also you can come in here and tell us how it went.
Yeah.
Right, so carry on, mate. So carry on.
I've got my report. I know which ones I haven't been selling for the longest. I do that one. So if I then end the listing, go into the other tab of the deleted listings, find that one again, sell similar. I upgrade my photos, I upgrade my title, I upgrade everything, and then I go post. What's it called on eBay when you post listing?
Publish.
Yeah, publish listing. Right? Does that mean then that is one of my one a day new listings?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, because you've listed well, that's what she was saying when she said don't just end the listing and relist it, because that's not a new listing. Yeah. And the algorithm knows it. So if you end sell similar, that is a new listing. Yeah, so that would count towards listing regularly.
Yeah. And then also, does eBay have the function, because when I make multiple listings in a day on Etsy, I put them in the drafts and then I post them every day.
Yeah, you've got that. You've got that on eBay. You can do that.
So same system.
Yeah, you can save it in drafts. Right. So going back to this, I'm gonna touch on this every eBay, and this is going to be really interesting to me. Now, I've put a target there that I think is not only achievable, but I'm going to change that because I think we can smash it. I'm going to do this is what on the back of this clinic. On the back of this clinic and my experience with her on the phone call, these are the things that I'm going to be doing, and I won't be able to do it overnight, but she said not to anyway. It's going to be done over the course of the next year, let's be honest, because we've got about 550 listings on eBay at the minute. So I am going to change all of the main thumbnail images to white background images again, which is what, funnily enough, we used to have when we first started. So, right, I'm going to do that. Now, the rate at which I do that, that's quite an easy one to do. I'll probably get them all done before Christmas, I reckon, quite easily, right? I'm going to go into the attributes and the categories, and I'm going to complete the listing as much as I can for every listing we've got. That'll take a little bit longer. Probably going to be doing one a day at most of that. But again, over the course of a year, 365, and also don't forget I'm going to be deleting listings and adding new listings at the same time, right? I'm also going to list on average, one new listing a day. Now, at the moment, all of our available items that we've got designs for are on Etsy. They're not all on eBay. We've got about 200 that are on Etsy that aren't on eBay, I think. So I've got loads that I can put on. Now, I say on average because there might be some days where I don't get to do this for a variety of reasons. So if I miss out on, say, 3 days, then the next time I list, I'll do 4. So on average, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole listing regularly being active thing. Right. At the same time, I'm going to be deleting one a day that's considered to be stagnant, in her words. So I'm going to delete one listing per day. Oh, I'm going to end it. Sorry. So I'm not going to sell similar because my new listing a day is literally going to be a new listing because we've got loads to put on. I'm going to end one stagnant listing a day on average. I'll probably be able to do that every day. It's quite easy to, based on the report that I've got, and I'm going to go from top to bottom. So we had a couple on there that have gone over 2,000 days without selling. So, you know what I mean? So I'm going to work through that, and it's probably going to take me a while before I get anywhere near the listings that haven't sold in 60 days.
I can imagine, because some of my listings are when I first started the business that are just so terrible designs that I might just like end them and not even like relist them.
So as you end one a day, you know, as you're going to do it, or 2, whatever many you do it, you'll have a decision to make. Do I actually bother selling similar and listing it again, or do I just leave it off? Now that's fine. That's for you to make that decision as you go. I would say to you, mate, if you haven't got anything new to list, I would just put it on again, just to tick this box of listing regularly. If that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might go through them all and you might think, oh God, none of these are worth listing again. But at the same time, you haven't got any new designs ready to put on because you haven't had like a bit of a spurt where you've got.
Well, then what I could do then is end the listing and go, say it's a Monday, one a day. I seen a listing and I go, gosh, that's a terrible design. Even if I change that, I don't want that. So I'll delete that listing and then I'll just go to the next listing. And if I can rebump it, I'll do that. So I've done one and then I've created another one.
Yeah, that's for you to figure out, obviously, and you will figure it out. But for me, for the purpose of that target that's set at the start of the show, these are the things that I'm going to do. And I think I'm going to set a new target. I think we'll smash it. So what was it? White background, attributes, guys. 12. I'm going to try and get 12 photos in every listing. I'm definitely going to get more photos because I've created 2 stock images that I can put in every listing quite quickly. That'll happen fairly quickly. That'll take a little bit longer. This will be happening it's already happening, and this is already happening. Okay. I might have a look at titles as I go and try and put more occasions in them, gift occasions, like obviously what we mentioned. So this is my plan. This is my plan moving forwards. And from what she said to me, and from the results, I'm already starting to just see little growth spurt. I believe I've got the motivation back for it. It doesn't take all that long to do every day. I've got it on my to-do list. You know, eBay optimization, when I get to it, I'll do all those things. And again, atomic habits, just a little bit every day. If you think to yourself, I'm going to change all the images, you won't do it. You won't start because it's a bigger job. If you break it down, you do like 10 a day, 15 a day, you'll do it. Or like you say, list one a day or delete one a day. So, right, was it worth it? Absolutely, it was worth it. The seller one-to-one clinic. So hopefully anybody watching that sells on eBay, we've helped them as well, because there's probably a lot of people out there that don't do a lot of this stuff, and hopefully they'll think about maybe doing it and help them moving forwards. I know you're thinking already, aren't you?
Every time I do one of these and I learn, me head's half in the podcast and half.
I know, I can see well. And mate, like this is the absolute key piece of advice, in my opinion, for most things in life. You've got to do it a little bit at a time, and not otherwise you put yourself under too much pressure to get everything done, and there's not enough time in the day, because we're also selling on Amazon and Etsy, and that's our bread and butter. Yeah. If we stopped selling on eBay tomorrow, we'd obviously we'd be fine. We'd be absolutely fine. The key is, can we get eBay anywhere near up to the same level as Amazon? If we can eventually, I'm thinking long term. If in 3 to 5 years we can get eBay up to 30% of what we do on Etsy and Amazon, that would be fantastic. That'd be amazing. Initially, for next year, I just want to improve our organic sales by 50%. I'm going to see how that goes.
I'm gonna join you on this as well, and I'm gonna do this as well. It sounds really, really good.
So let's go on a bit of a mission together, and every time we have eBay week, we'll have a little bit of a report at the start of the week how we're going. I'll obviously put my figures up, and you'll just give us a bit of an anecdotal spiel on how it's going for you. Right, let's move on, mate. So we've done the seller one-to-one clinic, customer feedback removal. Right. That's the wrong one. Here we go. Right. So getting unfair feedback removed. When will eBay remove feedback? We're going to briefly talk about that. In fact, we'll do that now. We've got, well, you said that you tried to get some feedback removed and they didn't remove it.
Yeah. So every time I've had bad feedback that I think's unjust, they've removed it. And normally,
oh, right. Okay.
I'm normally really good at doing that, because sometimes if it is my mistake, I'll accept it. I'll accept that they've had a bad experience, and I need to just accept that's why. But you get feedback where it really is unfair. You really have done your best, and eBay being great that empathise with that and then removing that. But I had a case where the seller said, basically, give me something, make me a deal, and I'll remove it, which is against that. That's a violation in itself. You shouldn't be using feedback as a bargaining chip. And it was out of my control. So I rang up eBay and they still wouldn't remove it, saying it's freedom of speech and expression. So I was really disappointed.
That's strange, isn't it? It's against their policy. Right. So we'll hammer all these at the same time. We won't go through one by one, because there's different ways, isn't there? So first of all, if you've got negative feedback on eBay, you can appeal it. There's a button that you can press that says appeal. But my understanding is that all that does is takes you through to a page where you can ask the customer themselves to remove it. It's nothing to do with eBay. It's just it sends a message to the customer, the message that you put in there. So you might put something like, thanks for your feedback. Just say it didn't get delivered on time. Just to let you know, we did dispatch it on time. Unfortunately, there's nothing we could have done about the delivery timeline when it leaves us out of our control. Would you consider on that basis rewriting your feedback or blah blah blah? I think that's okay to do on eBay. The fact that you can appeal direct to customers and a button to do it means it's slightly different, I would say, to Amazon and Etsy, where they actually encourage you to get in contact with the customer to ask them to remove the feedback or to change it. Right, so that's appealing feedback. I can't remember what happened, but we had. So you phone them up, do you? Do you normally you like the phone, don't you? You don't like messaging.
You used to laugh at me saying what a waste of time.
You phone them up. So you phone like the eBay customer help service up, and you just say,
so I do it through my laptop. So they'll say, "Here's the wait time. Would you like us to call?"
Oh
yeah, and then I'll just do that.
That's it. They phone you, don't they? Yeah. Okay. Right. So I got some feedback removed recently. I didn't go through the phone call route. Do you know what I think I did? I think I clicked report buyer. You can report a buyer.
Yeah.
And obviously this isn't really anything to do normally with feedback, but I clicked report buyer, and I put something like they've left us unfair feedback. Please review the messages, our messages with them, and remove the feedback. And they removed it. And it was, mate, but the thing is, I was just, I'll explain what happened, because I was actually just being a little bit cheeky to see if they did anything or not. And they did. They removed it. Right. So we've got an item that has a photo on it, and it also has a personalized message on it. So the customer gives us the photo, and they also give us the personalized message. And on the listing, we put, please don't include emojis in your message. Now, the reason we put that is because on eBay, we put that in everything, but especially on eBay, if people's put an emoji on, because we copy and paste the message and put it onto the item, emojis don't copy and paste, do they?
It comes with like a cross or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, and also on eBay, we don't always get the emoji, or we haven't historically, in the way that the customer sent it. It's really weird, and that's what happened here. So they sent us a message, and it had a black heart emoji on it. Now, if it's a heart emoji, quite often we'll just do it, because it's quite easy. We've got quite a few hearts on our items. It's easy just for us to copy a heart from another item, paste it into this. It's fine.
That's what I do.
It's fine for hearts. Anything else, we tend to not do it, but with hearts, we kind of do it. Right, so we've sent the item off. It's got the message on it with a black heart emoji. Okay, so the customer's message just saying, you've sent me this item, it's got a black heart emoji on it, but I asked for a red heart emoji. Right, so I've gone back into the message where they've sent us the personalization, and it's definitely a black heart. Right, I've gone back to them. I've said, this is what we received. I sent them a screenshot of the black heart, and it's so strange. It's really strange, because what's happened is on our screen, when they've sent us a red heart emoji, because they sent us back a screenshot of the message that they sent to us, and the exact same message in our messages from them as the one that's in their messages to us on eBay. On their screen, it's a red heart, and on our screen, it's a black heart. Really weird. This is part of the reason why we don't ask people to send emojis. It's a really strange scenario.
Wow.
Right. Now, I thought, oh God, you know what? Should I just send it again with the red heart on it? Now, normally, do you know what? I think normally I probably would, but I don't know what was going on that day. I kind of dug my heels in, and I said, you know what? I worded it very nicely, or I got ChatGPT to word it very nicely. And I said, this is why we ask people not to send emojis. Because if you send emojis, it doesn't always get formatted properly. We don't always see exactly what you sent. So we've sent the item as we believed you wanted it. On the listing, it says don't send us emojis. At the goodness of our heart, we put the emoji on there. We're not going to do it. We're not going to send you a replacement. We're not going to refund, because as far as we're concerned, we do warn you not to send emojis. You've taken that risk, and you've kind of got an item that it's got a different color emoji on it, right? They're not happy with this, and I kind of understand where they're coming from. Anyway, they're getting quite abusive. They're actually getting quite abusive. Not personal, but they're saying, are you stupid? It's obviously I wanted a red one. This, that, and the other. There's quite a few messages back and forth. I'm being really polite, really professional, but I've dug my heels in. Anyway, it's ended with them opening a return request, which really annoyingly on eBay, which I mentioned earlier, automatically gets accepted on our behalf. And they've sent the item back to us, right? So we have to refund them, because the tracking on the return label shows that we've received it. Now, I've tried it on, and I've selected 50% refund and not 100. That's the least that I could select, and it's accepted it. So we've only had to refund them half. We shouldn't have had to refund them anything, but they've given us a negative feedback saying I asked for a red emoji. They sent the item with a black one. This, that, and the other. They weren't personal. And I thought, oh God. Anyway, I've actually replied to the feedback really professionally, explaining that the emoji didn't come through as they intended to, and it does say on the listing for this reason, don't send emoji. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, I've reported the buyer. Right, I've clicked report buyer, but the only reason I put in there, I haven't put anything about being abusive. When I say abusive, it's very light. I've just put they've left us feedback, and if you can have a look at the messages, you'll see why the item they received was as described and the feedback's unfair. Next thing I know, the feedback's been removed.
Brilliant.
Now, I'm not sure if I was eBay, I would have removed that feedback, because I can kind of understand where they're coming from.
See,
Do you know what I mean?
That frustrates me, where mine was a clear violation and they were just trying and wouldn't remove it. And then so basically what we can assimilate from this is that it's a bit loosey-goosey, this remove feedback.
Is it the mechanism though? Because I didn't do the normal mechanism of asking them to contact me. I just clicked report buyer. Or is it because they've read the messages and they've thought, oh no, this customer's out of order the way they've spoken to us, and therefore they've removed the feedback because of that? Not even necessarily.
Did they swear in it, James?
No, none of that. No swearing, no personal remarks, just a little bit like there was basically something like, "Are you stupid?" So I do wonder whether that did it. That's what. Yeah. Not in the feedback, in the messages that obviously no one else could see other than eBay.
Yeah.
The feedback was just, they sent me this item. It was incorrect. Had a red heart on it. Meant to be black. They weren't helpful at all. Blah blah blah. I've got a refund. They didn't get a full refund, which they didn't mention. But anyway, so yeah, it can be done because it's interesting because if that was Amazon, we'd have a black mark on our name. We'd have voice of the customer. We'd have one very poor item. We'd have metrics going downhill, left, right, and center. Because Amazon back the customer, whatever happens, don't they? So eBay, they will remove feedback. Whether it's the mechanism that encourages the feedback to be removed, I don't know. But
I will say, in Amazon's favor, though, changing, I think they've got a lot better.
Yeah, still though, I still think eBay the best out of the three though.
Yeah,
that's Amazon and eBay. So I think, because I mentioned to you a few weeks ago, Neil, you said about getting customer feedback removed, and I was like, oh, it's never going to happen. It kind of does happen on eBay, doesn't it? It can happen. If you're going to get it removed on anything, it's going to be eBay. So if you're going to waste time, trying to get anything removed, waste it on eBay, I would say. Would you?
Yeah, and it's so funny hearing you say that, because your old advice was, what a waste of time.
It might happen. Well, yeah. I think the other thing is, one negative's fine. There's nothing to worry about. I don't know what happened. I had a bit of time on my hands. I thought, you know what, this customer's really annoyed me.
My negative now is the only negative I've ever had in 5-6 years of selling online, or 8 years, whatever it is, where this one's stuck. Yeah,
but again, if you're getting negatives all the time, fair enough. It's going to destroy you, but it don't affect us. It don't affect us if it's just one or two every now and again, so it's fine. Right. So customer feedback. Right. Contacting eBay support. The best way. So there's a variety of ways, isn't there? So you've obviously, you speak to them on the phone, where you ask for the callback, which you can do, which again, it's quite good. Etsy, can you do that on Etsy? I'm not sure. I think eBay is quite good in terms of accessibility. The chat is obviously an AI bot, but it does send you through to a real person. If you literally just ask it to, it just sends you through to a real person. You can ask for a call back and speak to a real person. And mate, how long does it take them to call you back?
Well, the best thing is they'll go, we'll call you back in 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and they stick to that. So it's really accurate. So they'll tell you when they're going to do it.
Yeah, they are quite good. So the callback's pretty good. It's pretty quick. It's the person who calls you back normally, from my experience, which is very rare because I've not done it very often, understands what you're talking about, which on Amazon is never the case. So yeah, so if you've got a problem, mate, how would you recommend people to escalate it? If you've got a problem on eBay.
So if it's the feedback customer, you just I go down the route of messaging the customer, then I request removal from them, just explaining it, pleading to them what's happened, and if it still can't be sorted out, or they see your way around, that's when I'll call eBay.
Yeah, you'll call eBay, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Yeah, maybe I just had that thing up, but I was pleading with them. I was saying, listen, you can clearly see I'm getting blackmailed to give something extra to get this removed, and that's a violation. They still said it's freedom of expression, which I thought was really odd, to be honest with you. So they agreed that they'll what was it? Look into that customer. Maybe he'll lose his account, but whatever happens, my feedback will stay.
Well, I'm wondering. Yeah, that's a good point you make there. I'm wondering whether when I reported that customer and they saw in the messages that they'd said something like, "Are you stupid?" Whether they just removed their account, and that's why is that why the feedback got removed? I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, if you are gonna try and get something done with regards to getting something removed, or you're not happy with something, eBay are definitely worth over the other two contacting. If you have got time, do it. If you haven't, okay, move on. If you've got time, have a little go. Right, mate, let's do quick fire questions. Here we go.
Right, let's go.
Have you ever contacted eBay seller support and come away more confused than before you contacted them? I haven't. I'll be honest.
Do you know what? That's a shame on eBay, because I can say that I have once, but in the vast majority of dealing with eBay, they've been brilliant.
Yeah, so it's just
that one negative thing.
Yeah. So I've never come away, whereas if you compare it to Amazon and Etsy to a certain extent, I've never come away from eBay thinking that I didn't at least understand where they were coming from.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Whereas you've obviously had that one experience. Okay. Would you book or rebook, in my case, an eBay seller one-to-one clinic? Pretty obvious, isn't it? Pretty obvious, definitely. Well, having done one, I would definitely rebook. In fact, do you know what I'm going to do? Even if now, after the first one and all things we talked about today, there's a chance that I might not get anything out of another one in terms of the phone call, because I feel like I've already almost got it all. But I tell you what, it is worth definitely getting is that report on your days since your last sale on all your listings. So even if having done one, I get 5-6 months down the line, I might think to myself, "Oh, I wouldn't mind seeing that report again." Just booking it in and saying to them on the clinic, I've only done it for this reason. Can you send me that report? The other thing she mentioned was, mate, which you can have access to, which wasn't as good, but it's worth having a look at, is in your eBay seller hub, you can go to performance summary. Let me just double check I'm giving the right bit. Performance summary, and in there, straight away, you can see something called download listings quality report. Now, that's quite good. If you click on that, that's worth looking at. That's decent. Not as good as what she sent me, because I think the stagnant one's more important. But I'd never clicked on that before till she told me on the phone call to have a look at it. That's quite good as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of support out there from eBay. They're really trying, I think. Maybe they're struggling because they're really trying to help sellers who themselves are struggling. Final question. Do you ever visit the eBay seller help pages just to have a look, or have a look? Is just spelled wrong. Never. Well, I do now. I didn't. If you'd asked me 3 weeks ago, I'd have put never on my board. They're pretty good. Pretty good. They're pretty generic. But you can definitely still learn stuff in there. I've started poking around in there, mate. It's time, isn't it? But have a little look. The key to time is putting it in the right place, and it's definitely worth poking around in the eBay seller pages. It's really good. So all you've got to do is from your main dashboard is go to help and contact in the top. It's one of the top. When I say top, I mean it's the top of your screen, and scroll down and click selling. And in there, there's quite a lot of articles and a few decent things that explains everything. It's really, and mate, it tells you as well. So I'm in it now. It says 2-minute article, how sellers can cancel an order. 2-minute article, 2-minute article, resolving unpaid items with buyers. 3-minute article, create a listing. 3-minute article, selling. It's really good. It tells you they're all 2-3 minutes. They're like bite size. So really good. I'd have a little play around, poke around in there, have a look. Pretty decent. Right. Just making sure I wasn't clicking you off the stream. Right, next week, mate, we're going to wrap this up soon. I think it's been a really good week.
Yeah, I've been quiet because I've just been like listening. It's really
well, it was fast. This 1-to-1, it's fascinating. It's kind of overtaken the whole week, which I'm glad it has because I can't get enough across how much it's worth it. And hopefully, we've not only for our benefit, but anyone watching that you've got a bit of benefit from it. But next week's going to be a good one. It's going to be funny.
Yeah.
We are going to go into Etsy's best selling shops live on air, and we're going to have a look at them. We're going to poke around in there. We're going to have a look at their banners, their about us sections, their listings. We're not going to do a critique because they're the best selling shops. So we're just going to see what we can learn from them. But mate, there's some funny things. I've already had a look, obviously. There's some things that really, really shocked me, and there's some things.
My head's just gone to like.
Oh, mate! There's some things that genuinely made me like laugh out loud. They're honestly, they'll make you laugh next week. So that's a good one to look forward to. We're going to go into the best-selling shops on Etsy, and we're going to have a little poke around. We're going to have a little look. You love going live into Etsy, don't you, on a live show? When I share my screen, we go and have a poke around. Oh, mate, it's going to be a good one. So hopefully you enjoyed this week. If you sell on eBay, hopefully you've got a little bit more insight into what you can get out of a one-to-one seller clinic, and certainly maybe improving your own listings. Some of this stuff you might have already known. Let us know in the comments. You might think we're stupid for not knowing. Or if you've got any other top tips for other eBay sellers that you think have worked for you, again, put it in the comments. Let us know. Because we're interested, aren't we, mate? We want to know.
Absolutely.
But that's it for this week. Next week, if you sell on Etsy, come and have a look inside Etsy with us. Come and have a look at the best-selling stores, and we'll have a bit of fun. But thinking,
thinking out loud. You know when you can get them little posters made on ChatGTP with what you've learned, maybe we can do an eBay one of that clinic.
ChatGPT.
GPT,
yeah. Maybe we might we've got Instagram now, haven't we? Maybe we'll post it on there. Who knows? At Sellers Unfiltered. Anyway, mate, that's it for this week. We've got to get going. Laura's gone AWOL, so I've got to get back to work. She's on a mini holiday with our daughter, so she's probably working harder than me, but. That's for another day. We'll chat about it another day. Thanks for joining us this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're here every week, 1:15 p.m. UK time. Next week is Etsy week. So we look forward to you joining us. But for now, it's bye-bye.
Right. See you later.